So last time I had you on the show,
Right.
we did the summer salmon salad.
Right.
What did you, all the S's.
Say that 3 times
It was
fast.
stupendously scrumptious. It was all of those. But today Norman is going to show me something that I'm really, really looking forward to. We're talking about Latin flavors today, right?
We are. Here we are in Miami, which is one of the, I think of Miami as the northernmost city of South America.
Ah, that's good. I like that.
We have such an amazing diversity of cultures, Nate. And so this one, more affected by the country of Brazil, which we have a lot of African influences going on. And there's a lot to do, a lot to cook.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about it like that. Like, literally in this moment, I didn't realize it. But I'm about to taste what he's talking about, which is, I think we talked about this earlier. Cooking and eating is how you learn.
Oh, and how you exchange cultures with other
Yeah.
people. It's the bridge between us. When we can enjoy a meal together, politics move aside and our humanity comes forward.
Yeah. Everyone's got to eat.
Sometimes 3 times a day.
Well, let's do some eating.
Let's do some cooking too. Okay, this one is a lot about a sauce making situation. So I need
Sauce
to lay
first.
down. Yeah, I need you to lay down some formative mirepoix type
Okay.
vegetables, but not so much the mirepoix. So
We're going to peel the ginger?
please,
How
I
much
need
you
about half that.
Got it.
Half. Just cut this guy in half.
Okay.
We will leave the seeds in. I need 2 cloves of large
Got
two
it.
large cloves of garlic, and about half that diced up medium.
Yes, chef.
And then, while that's going on, because I want to get that sauce working, and we need those guys to lay down the foundation of the sauce.
Oh, the foundation of the sauce.
Yes, sir.
That's, I don't think we talk about it as much as I'd like to. There are moments, like, during the process of the cook that are important. Like, you can't just do it later. Like, there is a foundation. You need to start with one thing to build to the next thing.
All the time for big flavors. I think that's fundamental. Okay, this fish is called Kahala.
Kahala.
And it's
gorgeous.
a sustainable fish that we get from Forever Oceans. And what I'm doing here is taking off the skin, and you just grab that. Once you saw me start there, then you just grab the skin, and you just wiggle your knife back and forth until the skin comes clean,
Beauty.
like so. Thank you for being clean.
Done that before?
Once. And then you'll see a line of bones running through the kahala like this. And so I'm going to just take this, and I'll save that for
Did you
snacking.
say a mince on this ginger?
Mince would be awesome. I'm going to take out this line of bones all together. And because I'm using a broth, I can put this into my broth.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
I'm going to get the power off that. So we don't want to waste anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the fish and do a real strong bias cut here, which will allow me to get 2 portions, and also the fish will be a little thinner when it's like this, and cook nice and rapidly on the Blackstone. Now, here I've got some head-on shrimp. Look at how beautiful those are.
Stunning.
I
I'm a
mean,
big fan
you
of
get
that.
so much more flavor out of the shrimp when you have head on. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and take the heads off just by twisting like so.
Where do you buy shrimp head on?
Well, you're going to have to go to a fish market that does that, and you'll probably have to do a little hunting
The old
for that.
fishmonger?
The old fishmonger. These are also farm raised from homegrown USA shrimp, and you can go online and find those.
That's nice. I've never actually ordered shrimp from them. The
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah. Are they what?
The quick?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so
you say a mince or a dice on the onion?
of dice will be fine. Gotcha. We're going to end up caramelizing those. Okay, so I'm going to put a little oil down on the Blackstone here, because I'm going to utilize these heads in the broth like we did the little scrap of bones. Give them a little bit of space. Let them get going. Okay, then coming back over here, peeling.
You're moving so fast, I feel like I'm
You're good.
slacking.
No, man, actually, that's great. I'm going to move over and grab those veg and
You
get
have
our
two,
sauce started.
2 of these are pretty big cloves, right?
That's perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get the sauce working. Move my
Wow. Those smell... Did you put anything on those?
oil.
Dang. They smell fantastic.
It smells like shrimp already in this area, right?
It's funny, I came inside the other day, I was making, I was roasting a chicken. It was very, very simple. And I walked out to get something outside, and when I came back in, it smelled like home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just got that moment.
Nothing's more homey than a roasted chicken.
You ever get those like transformative moments, like when you smell something and it takes you back?
Oh, yeah.
The flavor of something almost has a different feeling than the smell of. I don't know how to say that. I'm having a moment, getting awful clamped. Like when you go to grandma's house and it smells like grandma's house, you immediately feel welcome.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what just
no
happened.
doubt. We were just traveling to Milwaukee.
Mints on that?
Yeah, please. Just traveling to Milwaukee, went to the Milwaukee Public Market, and it's one of these places that have food stalls everywhere. We walked in the front doors with the family, and I just stopped everybody from walking any further. I said, "Do you smell that?" And they're like, "What?" I go, "Food." It's food, all kinds of food. All right, so I'm not sure if we can see into this pot right here, but the butter is bubbling away. And then I'm gonna come over there and grab those vegetables. Butter. Can't do without butter. Now I'm gonna go ahead.
Unsalted or salted?
In this case, in most cases, unsalted.
Thank you.
I'm gonna grab these guys.
It's an ongoing debate we have in the comment section on my show.
Oh, really?
Do you have a reason you would ever use salted butter?
For baking, sometimes I do.
Ah, yep, I get that.
Yeah. Garlic. This is a nice knife, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like this thing. You won't miss it, will you? Want to take it?
Actually, Mr. Kelly Dewey from Bonafide Knives made that. You know what? I'll have him reach out to you if you need one.
Oh, I need one.
Did you
Okay.
investigate my prep? How did I do? Is that all right? Knife cuts good?
Good thing we're straining this.
Oh, gosh, there he is. There he is.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so
I'm peeking.
all right, now I need to get these shrimp heads over here into this broth.
Oh, there you go. Man, I feel like that's a step. You were talking about foundational earlier. That's a step people forget. There's a ton of flavor left over. And if you don't have head on and you can only find the shrimp with the shells, there's a lot of flavor in the shells too.
Big
you want
time.
to pick it up. Or with lobster, same thing.
Give me a hand here.
Yeah.
Let's peel a couple of those things. And we will have some shrimp shells right now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So we can toss those into the broth as well. And by the time we get that done, we will have a pretty good shot at our sauce being started.
Do you want tails on?
Tails on, please.
Are we racing?
Racing?
Yeah. No, because I'll lose. I'm just wondering. I mean, in my
You'll
head,
notice
I was
that-
racing a little.
Well, I don't know. Being a line cook for the first 20 years of your life, you're always
That's
racing.
true.
When that alarm clock goes off, it's like wired to your brain and your
Yep.
heart. So shells are going into the broth there, Nate.
Yeah, I lost the race.
And even if the antenna, that's okay. There's no bad part. And now,
Shells right in?
right in the broth, yeah,
Beauty.
awesome. And I'm gonna just go ahead
A couple
and,
more, are you good?
sure,
Yeah.
love it. And then we're gonna go ahead and take the vein out.
Well, that's a great trick. If you guys have never done that at home, if you watch his knife, you basically just follow along that back spine area. You see a little sand vein in there. Get rid of the yuck, the
Yeah.
leftover, the funk.
Yeah, it's almost more visually upsetting to people, and it would make them, feel uneasy.
Yeah.
But visually upsetting, see right there, we don't really want that part. Okay.
But I do. I mean, look at the difference, Ethan. I feel like the presentation of it, though. Look at that. That's stunning right there. It's beautiful.
So we left our habanero half like that rather than mincing it up. All you want to do is like retrieve it at the end if you were to serve this without straining it. Now, vegetable base is down. I'm going to use this for the acidity of this particular
orange juice?
sauce. Just some beautiful orange
Just
juice.
orange juice?
Just orange juice.
Wow. What?
Yep. And this is as high as we go, right? We're all the way up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we'll let that reduce for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get our saucepan onto the hottest part of the griddle because we want to see those bubbles. We want reduction.
How far are we going to reduce the orange juice?
We're going to reduce it as far as we can because then we're going to add some more liquid to it to create the sauciness of it. In the meantime, we can go ahead and season up our kahala and our shrimp with a little bit of salt, pepper, and pimenton.
Beautiful. Oh, this?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you need to know. You can find smoked paprika pretty much other places too. It's not quite this.
Yeah, this is the Spanish stuff, the pimenton de la vera. Yeah. It's not crazy expensive. It's not like saffron or something.
Just order online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. So the reduction is happening nice here. We have our broth. So typically the sequence when I'm making a sauce is the vegetables with some fat, and then the acid, and then some stock, And in this case, tomato and coconut milk. Oh, that strainer.
Ooh.
Could you set that strainer over here so I...
Sure. Where are we going with it?
Right over that orange
Right
juice
here.
part. Right
Here we go.
Yeah. And we're going to reinforce the sauce with some stock like that. And we'll save this stock for another time. And let that continue to rock and roll there. Now I'm going to put a little salt, pepper, and pimentone on here.
This is gorgeous. Gorgeous fish.
It really has a beautiful fat content, and it's related to the kingfish. So people will be familiar with that. And
So we can go a little aggressive with it.
exactly, this would be great smoked too. I mean, I'm just started working with Forever Oceans, and loving their product.
Oh, stunning.
Yeah, they're gonna have a farm off the coast of Panama before long too.
Hey, when are we gonna go fishing?
I don't know that. Anytime. My wife is a better fisher person than me. But
Yeah?
I'll open the beer, and then I'll cook.
Look at that color. That's what I'm talking about.
You smell it too, right?
If you guys have never had smoked paprika, go and look in your local grocery store. Find it in your spice section. Smoked paprika really is a game changer. It's not paprika. It's got this rich smokiness to it. It's a much heavier flavor than what paprika you're used to. Give it a try. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Gosh, it smells good.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and add some tomato to this next.
All right. Now you could use fresh if you want. If you had really good tomatoes, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with quality canned tomato. When tomatoes are out of season, don't go for those cottony tomatoes. Go with a good canned tomato. This is going to give us that other kind of part of New World cooking. Now, tomatoes didn't exist.
Put tomatoes and oranges together.
Well, you'll see if we like
Yeah,
it.
about to.
New World cooking, I mean, is going to be based on things like tomatoes because they didn't exist in Europe. Tomatoes didn't exist before Columbus, and then the people who came after Columbus brought them over to the Old World.
If you guys weren't aware, Mr. Chef Norman Van Aken is just loaded with amazing information. You guys got to check out his books. If you don't know, he's the godfather of fusion cuisine. He what did the preface of your book say? American food wouldn't be what it was without Norman Van Aken.
Well, somebody said that wasn't me.
I'm just kidding. No, one of those things about food, you mentioned it earlier, getting to know a culture through the cuisine.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, if you want to know a people, eat the food that they eat.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's our most easy bond to have.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in a cab going to the airport and somebody says, where to, my second question for them is, my question for them is, where are you from? And then if I know anything about their country, I'll say, oh, cachapas or something. They're just so happy to know that somebody cares about something that comes from them. And then we can talk about lots of things. All right, so coconut milk. This is what really makes this.
This is not sweet.
This is not a sweetened coconut milk. No, good question there. Good catch. This is what really makes this the Afro-Brazilian dish that it is. And coconut milk is quite intense. So we're just going to go ahead and put that in. And I love the way the griddle is being a saute surface for us too. And then I'm just going to give that a little stir. And then I'm going to move it over.
Man, that's looking stunning. How much heat is that Scotch bonnet going to give us? Because we didn't mention it. It's not staying in there. Is it going to give us a good bit of heat?
It'll give us a nice amount of heat. Yeah. And again, it's totally personal. If guests, if people at home don't want heat, don't put the Scotch bonnet in. Or if they want a milder heat, maybe go with something like, I don't know, a jalapeno. I'm going to go ahead.
What do you think, like 3 minutes on that? 5 minutes to reduce?
Here?
Yeah.
Perfect. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, yeah.
Oh, cool. See you in 5.
Beautiful bubbles, nicely reduced. Make sure it's nothing sticking. It's not. So we're going to slide this back over to this area of the Blackstone where it's not at reduction temperature. And then I've got some clarified butter.
Oh, yeah.
Which clarified butter is a technique that you do with butter. Ghee, Ghee, and in the grocery stores.
Ghee.
Ghee. So clarified butter, as opposed to regular stick butter, can take a much higher temperature.
Well, the fat's gone. Or not fat, the milk.
The milk solids are gone, so they don't burn as readily. All right, now.
Yeah, if you guys have never seen that, essentially clarified butter is where you just heat the butter up. You'll see the fat solids separate, and then you can scoop that part off, and then you have a much higher heat smoke point on your butter, so it doesn't burn. Gosh, those are gorgeous. Well, those aren't going to take long at all.
No. Now,
Oh,
this is the time
beautiful little
when
thing.
you open up cold beverage,
Yeah.
because you're in the sweet spot now. You don't have to cook a whole lot more. All you have to do is cook your fish and your shrimp. Your sauce is done. Oh, it's It's ready to rock. And you can make this sauce an hour ahead of time and just leave it to the side too.
Oh, can I get a spoon in there?
Yeah.
Is that weird? I'm sneaking behind you.
All right. That's going to create a little space between the shrimps so they don't crowd each other too much.
See this consistency? Ethan, check this out. So we're not like into gravy territory, but it's definitely getting some of that consistency there. Oh yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and
Oh my goodness.
come back. You like it? Oh, yeah.
I've never had those flavors together, ever in my life.
Well, thank you for having me here so we could do it.
Yeah, thank you for teaching me something. Wow. We might get rained on. Look at that. It's coming. It's trying.
This is food
We will
for
not
a
be
rainstorm.
stopped.
All right, here we go. Turn our fish.
Oh, hello. Beautiful.
And this is kind of fish like certain fish, like the salmon. Another fish, you don't have to be cooked all the way through because texturally it'll be soft and pliant and ready to go. So this is going to cook faster than the shrimp.
There's the other part in the shrimp too, where we deveined them.
Yep.
It's not a butterfly, but it does open them up.
Yep.
Much nicer for presentation.
Yep. And I like the tails on them.
Oh yeah. Little handles.
Yeah.
Something to grab.
Yeah. Little handles. Right.
Plus, it's like you work on that technique. If you guys like eating shrimp out there, it's where you squeeze and pull at the right tempo to get all the meat out of the tail.
And then the way it opened up so much like that, I'm going to go ahead and do this so I can make sure the shrimp is cooked.
Stunning. Stunning.
And then if you could grab the presentation plate,
Oh yeah.
because we're actually at that plate.
Yeah, so I love your idea about having kind of a shallow bowl or a bold plate.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely want to keep that sauce
Mm-hmm.
right where you can. Now this is something, I feel like you could do a ton of this in the same amount of time that you only did a little.
Oh yeah, on the Blackstone you could put an easy 6 orders. That's more than enough for one person. This is kind of a 2-person sharing thing.
Oh, well, that's nice because there's 2 people here right now.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and get the ladle.
You know what I'm really surprised at? The heat in that habanero, that Scotch bonnet. I thought it was going to be way hotter, but the coconut and the tomato,
Yeah.
it mellows it out. I don't know how to describe it.
Balance. It's all about balance.
That's it. You described it. Balance.
Balance.
And stunning. We're gonna eat this deliciousness. Come rain or shine. Whoa, or wind.
Okay, so I'm going to put these on the board. You can just arrange them around.
Surely. You want height or you want to go around the edges?
Around the edges.
Whew.
That's not a wrong answer though. Wow.
Just swimming.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful.
Oh,
Wow. And then I have some shredded coconut milk here.
Dang.
Meat to go with the coconut milk
Coconut
flavor.
for the win.
And then we go, just like so.
Wow.
All right.
I
You
want
got
to
a
jump
fork?
right in. It's gonna burn my
Fork,
face
spoon?
off. You got one right up there.
All right, thank you.
I want to go after that fish. Oh, and can you tell if you look really, really closely, the onions? It has that, like, they're translucent.
Oh, right here, these guys. Yeah.
It's not caramelized. It's just perfectly. Oh yeah, that's where the sweetness is. As the rain comes down, the rain really is coming down.
It is. But that's what fishermen do. They bring us the fish and we cook.
Yeah.
And they go back in the rain.
Wow. Whoa. Dang. Norman, why you gotta do this? Come and be all
I like
awesome and delicious. That sauce is insane. I'm definitely recreating this.
it. Do it.
Tell people about what you have going on through your website and with Cooking with Norman, because it's really cool.
Well, the pandemic, kind of forced us to think about things in a different way. And so with being inside, my wife and I started doing the Instagram videos. And now I've always loved to teach and to share information. So now I'm doing Cooking with Norman. You go to my website, normanvanaken.com, and all kinds of things are there, including the link to Cooking with Norman.
Yep, those are good. Those are
The
fun.
Instagram is it's my name, Norman Van Aken. And just, give me a shout out. Tell me what you want to learn. That's what I'm saying, is tell me what you want to learn.
Can I make one? Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Hey Norman, teach me. You want to make one for me? Or challenge me?
Yeah.
I'll challenge you.
Awesome.
I'll lose.
I don't know about
Thank you guys
that.
so much for hanging out. I would love it. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like to see more of Norman. I would like to hang out with Norman again, so please leave a comment down below and go follow his page. Also, be sure to click the like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Follow CJ's show, follow Betty's show, follow Todd's show, follow Norman Van Aken's stuff on social media. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and we will see you. Well, I'll definitely see you. Maybe Norman will see you in the next episode sometime. See you guys later.